In this brief assignment, the objective is simply to create a game-solid file, save it, compress it using the zip format, and uploading it to Canvas. With respect to game-solid files, particularly on the Mac, they may look like a single file, but in fact, they are made up of a series of folders and subfolders and files contained inside of that special type of file, if you will. On the PC, they actually do appear as a folder with files and subfolders and so on. But in both cases, you do need to compress that folder in order to hand it in so that I can get all the elements and open that file properly when I open it on my own computer. All right. As you can see here, I've got the GameSolid program already open, and I also created a folder on my desktop called my GameSolid files, and this is where I'm going to save the file. Okay. So I'll go back to GameSolid here, which again I've already opened up, and I'm simply going to create a new blank project. So I click there and I click Create. And that's going to open another dialog box, which is actually the file now. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to do a Save As before I do anything with the file. So under File, I'm simply going to go Save As. And there's my GameSolid Files folder on my desktop. So I'll just call it Last Name and Assignment Number. And that's the naming convention that I'd like you to use, your last name. And in this case, 01 for the assignment number. Click Save, and I should see it appear over here briefly. As I said, it does appear as a single file on the Mac. Not to get too deep into it, if I right-click here, I can do a thing called Show Package Contents, and that is actually the stuff inside of that file, if you will. I'm just going to hit my back button here and go back to its normal state. So that's what I need to ultimately compress. But before I do that, I just want to put a little bit of content in my file and then save it again, and then we'll compress it. Okay? So with the GameSolid home screen, if you will, I'm going to set up the platform, and I'd like to set it to iPad landscape, which is 4:3 landscape iPad right here. And it's going to just warn me that I'm changing the format. And to get into it, I'm going to go to a scene. So there's a few ways of going to the scenes, but I can go up to the scene button up here and click what's called the initial scene. It's the default scene that always comes when you create a file. So let me just open this window up here and show you the various sections and walk you through creating a little text box with your name in it, if you will. So you can see we've got our large canvas area, our staging area, the screen, if you will. We've got a header bar at the top with some functionality, particularly our preview button. We've got a section over here called the inspector. This is where we're going to basically create our elements, if you will, and then we drag them onto the screen as needed. So the only element we're going to create today are things called actors. And again, actors are the elements that get dragged onto the screen. If you think of a Hollywood analogy, I guess these are the actors and this is the stage. Okay. Down here we have behaviors that we can attribute to the actors, and we kind of embed them into the actor, and we can set the properties and get various results from the actor, whether it's visual changes or animation or a lot of different things. So in this case, I want to create one new actor and apply some text to it, which is actually a behavior. All right, so I'm going to start by generating a new actor with the plus button down here, add new actor. And by default, it creates a little empty box, if you will, with the default name actor1. I want to get under the hood of that actor, so I'm going to double click it, and it's going to change the interface on the screen. So now we're actually inside of this actor. You can see down the left I have attributes, and I still have access to my library that contains behaviors, images, sounds, and fonts. Today we're simply going to work with one behavior. And you can see that they're listed alphabetically. The behavior I'd like to apply is called display text. So I'm going to scroll down here. I can adjust these windows accordingly as well, but I'm just going to scroll down, and there we have display text. So the way I can apply that to this actor is to literally drag it in this area here that says drag behaviors here. So I'm going to drag that actor called display text, drop it in there, and you can see it has a certain set of properties attributed to text. It comes with default text, hello world. I'm just going to get you to change that to your full name. So I'm going to put mine in here, Daniel Ouellette. And I think I'm going to leave all these other attributes at their default settings. We do have positioning, direction. We'll go through all of these things in another lesson, but we do have our fonts here and our font sizes and our font color. So as I said, I'll leave the defaults, black text, 30 pixels with the font called Cambay. Now, in order to see this, I need to go back to my stage and I need to actually drag the actor onto the stage. And then to really see it, I need to click the preview. So let's use our back button. And from the inspector, I will drag actor 1 onto the stage. I can name these by double clicking the name, but I'm just going to click on this once. And you see there are some resize handles here. I'm just going to spread it open in anticipation that it's, my name's going to take up more room than that little space. Now, when I'm on the stage, I can relocate it by clicking and dragging it around. So if I want to see the results of what's actually in here, I have to do kind of like a runtime preview. So I'm going to hit preview right now. All right, so there we go. We've got a white box with black text, which in this case happens to be my full name. All right, and that's all we're going to create. So I'm going to click the back button here, and I'll actually do a save because I had previously saved it, so I don't have to do save as, simply save. All right. Now if I quickly double click this, I don't want to get too deep into it, but I'll quickly double click the actor once more and just kind of show you how that box got established. If I look in the attributes, you see under color, there is a color box here and a color picker. It defaults to white, and that explains the white background in the box. We could ultimately make that transparent and translucent and so on. We can even put images in there. But I'm going to leave everything at their default settings. So that dictates the box size, location, color inside of these attributes. And the font inside of the behavior called display text is established over here inside of, I'll call it the behaviors bay for the particular actor. Okay, so let me just click my back button here. I know I saved it, but I'll just double check save because I did some things there, so I'll just hit save again. And that's it for the file. So actually I'm just going to hide this right now with my little minimize button, and it'll slide away there. So there's my file complete. Now in order to upload that, it's critical that you compress it. Now on the Mac it's pretty easy here. You simply right click. If your mouse isn't acknowledging the right click because the settings have not been set on the computer, you can actually click your control key on the keyboard and left click, and that will give you the equivalent of a right click on a mouse. Okay, so this is like right clicking, and I simply want to go down to where it says compress. I click compress, and it automatically by default generates a zipped file, as you can see right there. That is the file that you need to upload to Canvas. So let me call Canvas up here. I already have, whoops, actually let me go to my browser here. I already have the web page in Canvas open up to our course Game 1. And I'm working here as a test student. I'm actually doing a test student entry, so I'll go to my assignments. Now I have done this once, so it will be slightly different looking here, but basically you click on the assignment name, which is the upload test. And I can upload this again. I see I have attempted to upload it and I can see that it's been uploaded, but I can hit try again to basically replace it if it's the same file name. If it's a different file name, it'll simply add to the files. So you can add multiple files, but if you're putting a file by the same file name as I said, and it already exists, it's going to have a try again button here, so I'll click try again. Go to my upload button, and I have to scroll down here a bit. And I can drag it into this area if I can see it, but I'm simply going to click on it here. And yes, I'm going to ignore my phone right now. And select the file. It's the zip file that you want to select. Click open. And you'll see a progress bar, and you should see a green circle with a check mark in it. To complete the process, we simply click submit assignment. Now if you change your mind, you can always cancel it, right? But submit assignment. And it seems like it's gone. It said submitted, and it's good to go. So that's all you really need to do to upload that to Canvas. Now I will see it at my end when I go into Canvas into the marking area. You probably won't see a preview right now. I think if you were to like log out of Canvas and log back in, you would see it next time around. So you would have some sort of preview. Now with a GameSolid file, you're not going to see very much. On graphic files, you would actually see a preview of the graphic. Okay, so that's the process. You just upload your file once it's zipped to Canvas to the specific assignment. If I go back to assignments, you can see they're all listed here. Okay. And that's our micro assignment for our first class, at least to get started.